Hey guys, just working on the Turbo Lancer today. Well, I'm going to attempt to anyway. First of all, I apologise if you hear the noise in the background. It's just the washing machine going. But what the agenda is for today is, I think what happened when it went in to get some work done in the shop. It might be a bit hard to see. Oh yeah, you can see it. You see the head lining there is sagging in the middle. I suspect what might have happened is they might not have put the clips in the middle. I can't quite see, so what I'm going to try and do today is see if I can just pull the back of that head lining down just enough to put the clips in and then clip it back up again. So I think what that will involve is removing the B pillar trim and the rear pillar trim to be able to just pull that down enough. And I've already started. On this side, the driver's side. Oh, it might be a bit hard to see, but I've taken the rail off the top there, I've removed the trim in the back, and I've removed the trim on this B pillar, which is very hard to see. There is a few things you need to watch out for when you do this, and I'll see if I can show you that while I do it. The first thing is this rail that goes across the top. The thing you need to watch out for with that is these clips. Now I was lucky and I managed to get the last new old stock left in the country, and I don't know how I managed it, but when I pulled this back out this morning I didn't manage to break them, but they always break. I can get you the part number for those. I'll put it in the video description, but yeah, that's the tricky part, because this piece at the bottom, that slides, that slides through there like that. Let me just see if I can get that in there again. There we go, like that. And then that clip at the top clips underneath the hood lining and then into some little holes in the roof. So it's very hard to do because you've got to put these in beforehand. So I've found, tell me if there's a better way, but I put these in beforehand and then I try to squeeze these under the hood lining and hope I find the hole and clip them in. So maybe the reason they didn't break this time when I pulled them out is because they weren't in the holes properly. But I did 3D print some copies, and I haven't tested them yet because I'd rather use the new parts if I can. But I have discovered that they do fit in here. They do fit in, and then the other piece kind of lines up, so they may work. The only problem is they're a lot stiffer than the stock ones, but to be honest, that's okay, because if it breaks when you pull them out, it's all good. You just print some more, so that doesn't bother me. So that's one thing you need to watch out for. Okay, so here we are in the car, and the first thing we need to do is just remove this cover off the seatbelt buckle, and to do that, it pries up from the bottom. Don't make the mistake I did and try and pry it up from there. That piece there is actually a hinge where it hinges up, so pry it up from the bottom if you can get underneath it. And it'll just pop off. Just like that, and then there's a bolt underneath there. That bolt that's a 19mm. So I'll just go ahead and undo this bolt and I'll be back. Okay, so once you've got that off, the second thing to look out for is the way these washers are arranged. So you've got the bolt going through, then you've got the seatbelt thing, then you've got a big washer, then the small spring washer. So make sure you have that around the right orientation. I'll go ahead and take this off now. Okay, now that that's off, the next thing that needs to happen is this B pillar trim needs to come off. Now that, if you just get in the side with a plastic prying tool in here, just very, very gently, because as you can see here, they do have a tendency, the plastic gets old and brittle, they do have a tendency to break. I didn't break that. The shop when I had my car and broke that. I've got the piece. I'm going to try and glue it, or better yet, I'll see if I can get a new trim, but that's a job for another day. So just as gently as you can, peel that off. And only this side clips off, I think, from memory. Yeah. And it is supposed to all be one piece, I think, but mine's a bit broken. So I'll clip this off as well. Sorry, you can't see much here. So you clip that off, and then it slides backwards, like that. So that is supposed to be one piece, but somebody's broken that in the past. See, might be able to see that there. That's broken. So you can see how that hooks behind it there. So that's why you've got to clip it off like that and then pull it that way to get it off. And then the same should be true for this top one. Now someone's put some goo behind there to help hold it on. I think I'm just going to leave the goo because it does help. There's your metal clips in there as well. Then the next thing you need to do is undo that screw. That's that rail that I was telling you about that goes across there. So undo that screw, and then these covers on each side of these handles, they pop off, and there's a screw behind there. You need to take those handles off as well. So I forgot to show you the other half of the B-pillar trim as well. So there it is there, and hopefully I can show you, if I can get this focused, that the screws are still intact on this one. So I'm just going to undo those screws and pull that off. Give me a moment. I've also taken the the handles off the top. So give me a moment, I'll just pull that B-pillar trim off. Right, so I've got that off. Now that's all free. This is the scary part for me. Trying to pull this off without breaking those clips. I wonder if I can show you that clip there. So that's it there. So it looks like I might not have had that one quite in the hole properly. So lucky for me, that came off without a problem. Let's have a look at this side. And that side as well. Oh, that's awesome. I'm happy about that. Okay, the next thing I think I have to do is get this rear pillar trim off. Now this, according to the manual, should come off quite easy. There's 3 clips behind here. You can see them on the other side. 1, 2 and 3. But I had an immense amount of trouble getting this off. Mitsubishi say they have a special tool for this, but I just got my fingers in behind here and it was very difficult, but popped it off like that. So I'll go ahead and do the rest of the 3, pull this off and show you what it looks like behind there. So one interesting thing to note about this actually is, you probably noticed, but these trims on the side, it's a bit hard to show you. On the side of the car here, they actually stick out. And there's holes in there. And I always wondered if it was vents, but I could never really be sure. Until I pulled this off, and I can see, sure enough, the air does come through, and it's routed through these pieces of foam here. And it looks like it comes through that plastic piece there, and helps to mist your rear windscreen. So that's pretty cool. Didn't realise that until now. So now what I'm going to try and do, see if I can clip the back of that head lining off, pull it down just enough to see if it's got any clips in there, and hopefully put the clips in and put it back together. Okay, so I managed to prop the hood lining down. What I found was up on the side here, I don't know if you can see that, there's some little clips that hold it on the side. And then if you look through the back window here, you can see the little retainers that hold those clips I was talking about before. And I had a little feel around up there. It feels like the plastic sleeves are still in the roof, so hopefully I can pop some clips in there and prop that back up. I think there is a clip still stuck in there, so I don't know how I'm going to get that out. Same with this one in this corner, and I've accidentally pulled that away from the cardboard when I've pulled that off, so not sure what to do about that, but hopefully the trim in this corner holds that corner up, but we'll see how we go. I'll give that a try and I'll get back to you. Okay, so it's been a little while since I started recording this video, but I've since got the head lining fixed. That was all drooping down. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, not really. But trust me, there's no head lining dropping down anymore. Oh yeah, you can see along the back here, all the way along, it's nice and tied up to the ceiling. So I took it to an upholstery place, and what they actually had to do was for each of those metal, there's some metal retainers, about 4 or 5 of them on the front and the back, and what they had to do was, because they were ripped out of the cardboard, they put another large piece of strong paper or cardboard material over top and glued it down. So then there's a much bigger surface area to hold the clips in, so if you tug on it, they said they tugged on it really hard and they couldn't pull it apart, so that should hold up for a while yet. Hopefully I never have to take it down again. So that's all back up, looking good as new. And I've started putting the interior bits back together. So I've completed this side. It's a bit dark, you can't really see, but I've put that rail across. There we go, you can see they've put the rail across the top. And I've put the B-pillar trim in. And I'm just about to do the same on the other side. So I'll show you the method to do that. These rails at the top, actually, while I'm thinking about it, one thing that I found the easiest way, it's a bit hard to get them out without breaking them, but to put them in, put the clips in first, so they sit up, and then there's a little clippy prong bit that clips into a hole. Clip that in there first, and then this rail should just clip up like that, and then there's a screw in the middle. So I'll go ahead and do the other side. Down here, that's where it wraps around and then clips in on the front side. Sorry, the light's making this really dark. So all that's left to do now is put the handles in, 2 on the passenger side, 1 in the front, 1 in the back, and the driver's side doesn't have one, passenger side does. So I'll go ahead and do that, and that'll be the interior done. I hope I've given you a little bit of insight on how the hood lining clips up and how the B-pillar and rear trims come off. These front ones I didn't really think was worth talking about, because they just 3 clips, 1, 2, 3, and then that pulls off. So yeah, I hope I showed you something you didn't know, and hopefully you don't go through the same dramas as me and you never have to take yours off. Cool, thanks for watching.